Tam here, and I just got my hands on the newest WIXOSS TCG crossover set, the BlueArchive. That's right, BlueArchive has come to WIXOSS. Now, what exactly that means, I honestly don't know. I don't know a huge amount about BlueArchive, and what I can gather from Twitter and from the finest of Japanese art books, it is a game where you play as a older, overweight, balding teacher and form relationships with a wide variety of students at school. During this process, you give a ton of your hard-earned cash into dressing up your wives how you want and funding school pew-pews. Seems like a load of fun for the entire family to play on their cell phones together, and I've never played it myself, but if you're interested, you can find it on the cell phone app by looking up, I think it's like Subway Surfers or something. Anyway, each box does come with a box topper. I think this is like the Pikachu of the set. There is a special foil blue version of her that I think people are chasing after and pretty excited to get. I know people in Japan use it quite a bit. I've seen it all over. She's very popular. I know there's a figure from her too. You see that little heart there? That is your relationship token. That is a actual honest to Mayu thing in this set where you literally create relationships with your student of choice and get special abilities, which is that bottom orange and the heart that you see there after I just saw the lighting. Now again, I don't know anything about these characters, so I'm just going to kind of wing it as I go along, just like this helicopter winging it with the little chibi character. I do know that this Hasumi, I know her by name because she's going to be really annoying to deal with in the WIXOSS game itself. And I also know Hinata because I had this playmat. I like white-haired characters. She has a cool design. She has a gun, white hair, really weird-looking crown thing. Every pack, if you aren't familiar with WIXOSS, does come with parallel foils, and it looks like in this set we have some kind of special token thing here. I wasn't aware of this before I bought into the set with this box. Never seen something like this before in WIXOSS. Or I just forgot. Maybe Prepar or something had it. I'm not really remembering. And we have a wheelchair girl or something. We got Hot Topic Kid. We got a Gotcha USA. Girl does not want to go to war. Chicken. I like this character. I was messing with around a lot of chickens or something. Another white-haired character. I've seen a figure for this that was pretty nice looking. And here's another parallel foil. As I said, like every single pack is going to come with one of these here token things. I think people, or maybe they're like the bond tokens that you can use too instead of the little heart if you want to. Yeah, let's see. We got like some science teacher. We got some Japanese girl with a gun. We got Hot Topic Kid again. We have two characters on one. I'm assuming they're like paired in the game or something. I like this design. Some kind of Tsundere, twin-tailed character. And she's also on this card in the back, it looks like. And that's a parallel. And we got... This is very cute. So, yeah, going through here, this is going to be very meta relevant. All of these cards are probably things you're going to be seeing across the table from you if you end up playing WIXOSS. I have been testing against them. Like I said, I don't play the cell phone game, although I do know some of the characters. Like, it's kind of hard to escape them if you've been online in the past, like, 2 years. This card right here is going to be... It's a Mammoin. It just makes you discard cards for BlueArchive. Very, very frustrating card to play against. As anyone who plays WIXOSS knows, you either love or you hate the discard, and the discard matchups are things you're not going to be able to get around. Some kind of cowgirl. Yeah, I'm not really... Oh, so this is like a way to bond, or... So, I keep saying bond. The thing is that in the Japanese set, the relationship with student was called a bond. I'm not sure what happened with the translation, that they made it way more sus than it needed to be. But either way, I find it hilarious, and I think that everyone should be forced to say, I'm creating a relationship with the student. You can see it literally right here. Start a relationship with any one student if you do blah blah blah. Hey, look at this. It's the playmat that I have behind. That's kind of cool. I guess that's a popular image. Would make sense. I think I also have a deck box that has the same exact art on it. Again, this card, you just saw the parallel. So every single card in the set, you have the ability to get a parallel version from. which is really cool if you're a collector or you're just trying to, you know, make your deck real shiny. You can go ahead and do that. I mean, it's not anything new for WIXOSS, but you know, if you're a BlueArchive fan coming in and you have no idea what WIXOSS is, and you're like, well, it's going to be so expensive to get these shiny foil cards. For the most part, it's not really going to be if you're just trying to get, you know, some of the parallels. Like, one comes in every single pack. And you got the SR here. You can always tell because of that shatter foiling. The SRs in WIXOSS are pretty much all shadow foiling. You get like 4 of them, maybe 5. I'm in a box. Got some kind of Opie Oni girl. I recognize this one. She's usually paired with like a pink one or something like that. This looks like that character out of Delicious in Dungeon. Got Genki girl eating a gyro. So I guess the purple ones all have horns. It makes sense, you know, that they're trying to fit the character designs into WIXOSS's normal color scheme, which is definitely something you kind of notice. So it looks like, I guess there's probably also factions in the BlueArchive game. Like, she looks evil. I believe it. She looks kind of conniving or smug, something like that. Yeah, this is the one that's usually paired with the green one. Not that green one, the other green cat girl. So yeah, I do think that I've seen that the purple is, or black in WIXOSS is not really meta relevant. You're gonna see a lot of blue and white and some green, but mostly you're gonna see like this card here. Here's a discarded card, starter combat, discard on swing, has a relevant life burst. It's a real annoying card to play into, and you can't really play around it because it just happens no matter what you do. A lot of twin tail horns. Okay, so and then you got the halo. I mean, I guess they all have halos, but only some have horns. Yeah. And if you're wondering why I didn't look up anything about the game or try to figure out stuff before I made this video, it's because I don't really care. I don't play gacha games. I just don't really play video games either, for the most part. I spend way too much time on card games and watching anime. I did start to watch this anime, but there were some like subtitle issues, and the first like 2 episodes were kind of, I don't know, like it felt like a gacha game anime. You know, they introduce a million characters where if you're already really familiar with them, you're gonna, you know, enjoy it and get to see your favorite ones. If you're going in blind and you don't really know what to expect or anything, it just kind of feels thrown at you. Oh, this is cool. That's a nice little art. You're in the sights of the Tsundere and little shy character. I do really like this that they chose that Neru has a blue card. She's like red themed, so you'd think that they would make her a red card, but like there's no red cards in the set at all. And I think the red really sits across from the blue, pops out really well, looks really good. Kind of like the Force of Will magic cards, just like something very classic about that popping out. I know people were saying it didn't really work or whatever for her, but I think it looks cool. So these cards are all gonna see play except for maybe the green. I don't know. Yeah, that looks awesome. Double Gatling gun. Some of this art is really cool, like really well done, especially on the Lurigs. I think that's where they went out of their way to give them some real fresh artwork. Got some tea here. Yeah, so that's really nice. I really like how, you know, you honestly looking at each individual card, that background that's kind of flat isn't really interesting looking, but I do like when they're the parallel foils like this because it creates that like mirror effect. It's just really pretty. I don't know what that is. Okay, Paro plush. It's like craft. Okay, so there are crafts in this set, which are kind of like, if you don't play WIXOSS, are like tokens that certain cards can make that have very specific effects. We got 2 RR type looking characters. Another Hot Topic girl. That card's annoying for bouncing things back. Going to be seeing a lot of play. This is a interesting SR. I see it as like a 1 or 2 in a couple lists. It does have Assassin, which is cool. I just think that like green seemingly is I think the power skill here for the BlueArchive set, oh yeah, let's see, man, still so many packs, is that the white is definitely like the strongest in the set. Azusa is like really a ridiculous card. I completely expect the BlueArchive White to be in the top 8 of the GP coming up. Then you have the blue. I know a lot of people are playing in Nero. Nero, at least when I was testing, because I'm not on BlueArchive, I didn't feel like it was that bad. It reminded me of like Pyrrhic or Miko or whatever. Just, you know, discards you. It's, you know, it's just not as OP as like stopping you from enter and also discarding you that this girl does. I'm assuming this is Azusa. She has wings, right? Yeah. Next, you have like the green, which has a lot of Lancer, and there are some crazy things, like a lot of enter charge, a lot of like just triple Lancer and super Lancer and stuff. Oh, this card's cool. Tsurugi gets guards back. Me trying to play White Tama into it was pretty brutal. It's another card that Azusa runs, and I like this art. It's cool. Hina is cool. Maybe I'll finish the anime because I think I saw her like showing up. Oh, look at this. Okay, well, I was just talking about how I like this art the best, and I got the LR. So LRs are 1 per box. You also have the chance to get a LRP, which is basically LR but with like a signature, and you also have in this, I think, a chance to get like a special completely blue crazy foiling. You can go ahead and look it up. I'm sure people have been posting them. Really pretty. I didn't pull it. This is still really cool. I mean, WIXOSS always has really nice foils with texture and crazy stuff going on. They put a lot of thought into it. It's kind of even hard to show in photos how nice it does really look. Let's see. And you got yeah, okay, I can see why people would like that character, right? Watamode. Yeah, so it's definitely a set. I think that what's interesting going to this GP, I already used, okay, well, I pulled the LR, so unless I pull something really good out of the rest of these packs, this box is already used. This is a pretty funny card to pull. It's probably 4-year once per game for that character, so it is kind of nice that you get... Okay, so the craft works with that character probably as a level 3. So a lot of the level 3s in the game have like the special abilities you can use once per game. That's kind of like a standard in WIXOSS. So it's kind of neat. You have like these cards that you can use for bonds. I guess basically if you want to make a BlueArchive like waifu deck of the centers that are available, you can go all out with it, which is pretty cool. I mean, and the parallels as usual just look really nice, especially compared to the normal prints. And I expect that a lot of people will be going after these. Maybe not even WIXOSS fans, but just BlueArchive fans. I do think that these look head and tails above the WIXOSS BlueArchive cards that I saw being posted everywhere. Although WIXOSS, you know, will obviously maintain value better because if you care about that kind of thing. I feel like collectors in general care more about how something looks to them in their collection, and the valuation stuff is like people who are investing and trying to turn it into stocks or whatever, which is good. You know, if you're a collector and you like these characters like Iroha, that card's probably gonna be like $5 maybe or something, and each of these little bond cards, I don't know, like $1. I can't expect them to be all that much money. So, you know, if you're just an actual collector and lover of this mobile game, you could pick these up pretty on the cheap, right? Which, all the better for you, you know. Let the White Swords people spend $100 billion on, you know, their 1 per 20 case card, and you can just go ahead and, you know, pick up all these cute little parallel foils. That is to say, there is some really expensive SPs and question mark cards in these that, if you just want to play, you're not going to need, and there's the cheaper versions. But you... Yeah, again, as a collector, if you want the really expensive ones, like looking at this, you see this like shatter. There's the special blue version where it's like blue foiling everywhere on it. Looks really amazing, and that's going to be a couple $100. And there are some other like special foils that are going to be high up if you're looking to collect exclusively. And I'm sure people are going to fight over it. And this set is a little bit more pricey than your typical WIXOSS set. We're on to my last pack here. Each box is $70, or at least I bought it for $70. While normally the boxes are about like $55 maybe 60, low end like 40 for WIXOSS. So you are spending a little bit of premium. There are a lot of extra kind of goodies going on with the bond token or whatever it's called. Yeah, she looks cool. I think going through this with the centers, as much as I really like Hina's whatever design, the white-haired one, I think that Neru's art, whoever did that art, is just better. There's also a pre-release. This is a example of the pre-release kit. Each pre-release kit gives you like a seeded Larig and piece set, which if you don't play WIXOSS, it's kind of like your extra deck or whatever in another game. You kind of need it to play. It shows like kind of what strategy you're going to use. Now, if I had pulled Azusa and my seeded packs, I probably would have done really well. She just removes things on her own. Definitely the strongest of the centers, especially for sealed, because she just opens the lane, which is basically how you kind of remove units in order to win. If you have any questions and you're actually curious about playing the game, I do have a how to play video in 5 minutes. You can literally learn this entire game in 5 minutes. So if you just want to figure out like, hey, am I interested? I could play BlueArchive. You could pick up 2 boxes, or honestly, probably a lot of these pretty cheap after the GP, and just play with your friends for like $100 maybe for like 2 decks. Like realistically, if you don't want to, min-max your super rares. That's some artwork right there. Yeah, I'm assuming this is the meme from it. Anyway, so that's all of it. I will not be buying more boxes myself. I'll leave it for you fans out there. There's a little heart. Oh, well, yeah, you can put this on here. Show that you bonded with this character. Wow. There's a lot of neat strats that are going to come out. This entire set did not have any big events in Japan, while we're about to have one on December 6th, so I expect that the meta will be very different than what we saw in Japan. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give me a like, subscribe, and all of that. If not, just click the X in the corner and forget you watch it. Thanks, man.